Hello everybody, welcome to another video. We start this one off in Kingston, where it's 20 miles an hour, and we're looking at this dollop of shit here, who just cannot stay in a single lane. She's already changed lanes once, so that's why the number 1 is up there. She's always constantly looking to try and get in front of everyone. Now, can you imagine being behind this dollop of shit at an all-you-can-eat buffet? She would be in the way constantly, changing lanes to get to the food first. Look at her chubby little face there. So, she's already changed lanes once. She's already looking to go again because this is the queue for the beans, and she doesn't want beans, she wants bacon. But the bacon queue is actually running a little bit slower than this. There she goes. She moves her sun visor because the sun is getting on her chubby little chops there. And speaking of chops, she's going to change to get into the queue for the chops. There she goes. No holding her back. Oh, no, she's going back for the bacon. She wants the bacon. Chops are no good for her for some reason. So as I say, it's 20 miles an hour here. And she's going well over 20 miles an hour to race to a red light. Or is that race to the tomato sauce? So anyway, we've probably gone maybe 100 metres and she's already changed lanes 4 times to get pretty much nowhere. What is the point? And it's 20 miles an hour. I don't get it. Why these people drive like this, you know? And this is what I'm talking about, the buffet thing. Is she like this all the time? She has to be in front of people. So whatever the answer is, we're not finished at 4, are we? We're still watching the queue jumper, the buffet queue jumper in front of us, because there's more food in front of her. So she has to change lanes again. So there we go, one more lane there. What's this one? Maybe we should call this one the fried egg lane. The middle lane is the fried egg lane. And she stopped at tomato sauce again, which is a good thing. Although I prefer brown sauce. Oh, and thanks for everybody that messaged me somehow on the fact that I hadn't done a video for probably just over a week now, asking if I was okay. I was just having a little bit of a break with the family on the south coast, and I was under strict instructions once we were down there. No driving and no YouTubing, which I did. I followed the rules. You know me, I do like to follow the rules. So, we're still looking at this car, this dollop of shit. And there's a coach in front of her. No, she changes lanes again. Back to the pork chop lane she's gone into now. So that's 6 times. She did change lanes again, but it wasn't on camera. It was further down the road. I could only see her in the distance when she went over Kingston Bridge. She turned left. So that would have been another lane change. So probably about 500 yards, 500 metres, something like that. 6, 7 lane changes. Ridiculous. Now in this clip we're looking at that idiot. Same mentality as the last one. Has to be in front. Look at the gap between me and the van. It's massive, but it doesn't want to take its foot off the accelerator. It wants the slip road. Now it's made everyone brake there, and look at the little gap that it's going to get into there. We're doing 60, 70 miles an hour and it's driving like that. And I know a lot of people will say you're in lane 2 and you're lane hogging. No, I'm not. I'm just staying out of the way of that slip road because of people like that. And as you can see, I'm about to overtake these 2 vans on my left hand side anyway. You ever been to a football match or a concert and you're trying to get there and the traffic is really heavy? Like this over here to my right hand side, and the traffic coming towards us in a second you'll see. Bit like this. Absolute carnage. The only trouble is though, this is a hospital. They're trying to get into a hospital. And look at the carnage down this road. That can't be right. Just trying to get into a hospital and it's created that amount of traffic down the road. It's not a rock concert. It's not a football match. That's a hospital. What is this country like at the moment? That is shocking. We come to another one of my favourites now, reversing out into a main road. I wouldn't mind if they just give you some sort of acknowledgement, some sort of sorry for keeping you waiting, thanks for waiting. Nothing. But no surprises, it's a big car driven by a little knob. Some sort of acknowledgement would have been nice there though. After after reversing out into the main road. So we are approaching the Mad Mile. As most of you know by now, it's a 60 mph speed limit, and I really do need to measure it because I think it's under a mile, but it's locally called the Mad Mile, and there's a good reason for calling it that as well. Why is that HGV in the outside lane? Answers on a postcard to that one if you know the answer why the HGV is in the outside lane. There's 3 lanes here obviously, and as soon as it gets over the traffic lights it goes into 2 lanes, and it is the outside lane that comes into lane 2, so he's the one that's got to move over. We've also got one of them in it. Yep, always an Audi that doesn't know how to merge in turn neither. He will just get as close as he can to the lorry in front of him, making it difficult for everyone else to get out of his way, rather than it being the other way round. There's no merge there, see him pull him right in front, making the person in the middle lane go over to the left. Now obviously the Audi in front of me is feeling a little bit left out, because it's driving sensibly at the moment. But it will all change because, like I say, he felt a little bit left out, that other Audi got really close behind the lorry and didn't merge in turn properly. So I'm going to start to go out to the right hand side because I'm going to start overtaking, and I'm turning right at the roundabout up here. And I go past the Audi that was behaving, but it doesn't behave for very long. We go to the rear camera, and as I overtake the Audi, you'll see him behave like an Audi. No blinker fluid again on the right hand side, and no blinker fluid on the left hand side, and then he's just going to undertake me. Now when we go to the front camera now, I've gone back a little bit, otherwise the Audi would be in shot now, just so you can see that lorry up in front go over to the left hand lane. It doesn't want the left hand lane, it wants the right hand lane. Here comes the Audi. Was it worth it, mate? Now the lorry driver moved over to the left hand lane pretty much on the countdown signs there to the roundabout that it's turning right at. So why did it move over to the left anyway? And obviously it's got to move back again straight away. So it obviously doesn't know where it's going, which screams again, why were you in the outside lane if you don't know where you're going? Now a little bit further down the road you can see the lorry still in front of me, and you can see what view I've got in front of that lorry. I can't see diddly squat in front of that lorry. Nothing. I can't see anything coming towards me round the bend or nothing. But this guy behind me, he can see that there's nothing coming towards us. Oh yes, he's got X-ray vision. Or is it the fact that he's driving a German car? So we're going to be running this forward a little bit now. I'm going to fast forward it until we come to a yellow box junction. Now I know the yellow box junction's turning up. I know where it is. And I know that I've got enough space to get past it. But the vehicles behind me do not. They don't see it, and they just don't see anything. This van behind me, he can just about clear it. It's the one behind that that's got a trailer on the back of his van as well. You can't see it at the moment, but you will see it in a second. It would be over on the left hand side trying to get out of the yellow box junction. There he goes, and he's got a trailer on the back of that van as well. Now you'll see that car that's pulling out on the right hand side of us there. Well, he too is in the yellow box junction, and you can see everything in front of you, and yet you still go in the yellow box junction to turn left. You're risking a hell of a lot of money just to get a few feet. I don't think there's a camera on this one, but you never know, things change all the time around here. Now in this clip I just need to show you the layout of this road first of all, from the front camera before we go to the rear. It goes from 2 lanes to 1 lane. You're going to see the Audi poop himself now. Yeah, it thought that bus was going to pull out on him, but we wasn't really looking at that. We're just looking at the road layout where it just goes into from 2 lanes to 1 lane. And then we're going to go to the rear camera and show you what a pillock behind me was doing. So here's the pillock behind me. As you can see, he's moving out into lane 2 just before the lanes go into 1 lane. And I'm going to be doing the same, but I'm leaving it a little bit later than him. But look how close he gets to me. Now something goes funny with his lights here as well. I'm not so sure whether he flashed me or Or what? You see him change there? What's that all about? But why so close? You can see the road is changing, going into one lane. I'm in front of you anyway. Now in this clip, it's a little bit of a petrol head moment for you there. The car in front, it's obviously needs a bit of work doing to it, but it looks like it is being done. But you've also got to listen to my conversation in the car. I'm talking about, well, I'm not talking, I'm moaning again. I'm moaning about cars, that the privileged cars that keep doing things wrong. And right on cue, one car does it in front of me, and it was on the list what I was talking about. So here we go. Cars, same type of person that does it every single time. It's not many vans or the expensive BMWs, Mercedes, Audis, Range Rovers. I didn't expect you to be doing that though. Park on the wrong side of the road, then do a 3-point turn from the wrong side of the road. So we're on that roundabout again, where everyone seems to not understand that it's priority to traffic approaching from the right. It doesn't involve me, I'm not in it, I can just see it in front of me happening. We're looking at cars coming from the left hand side there. This one here obviously has priority over that car. So why is that car still carrying on? Don't get it. Now in this clip, we're off to Windsor Castle. No, sorry, not that Windsor Castle. The Windsor Castle pub that's right in front of us. As you can see over to the right hand side, there's a lorry there delivering the good stuff. Now that's where they always have their deliveries, and it's quite early in the morning, it's just before 7 o'clock in the morning, and there is only one lane there going that way, the way the lorry's facing. So you've got to use your head if you're going the other way, you know, just have a little think about it if you're coming the opposite direction. It's not hard, it really isn't rocket science. Now that's not very clever, is it? To leave no gap. What an arsehole. If you go back a bit, everyone can get through that gap. No forward planning whatsoever. But you expect it. It's a Fiat 500, a trainee Audi driver. Now it's another roundabout in front of us. It's a really busy roundabout, this one though, and you have to be a little bit quick to get out sometimes. And it really helps if people bloody indicate. If you're turning left, like this one here is, it would be really nice if you indicate. We could be gone, or the van in front of me could be gone. The line was terrible that he did, but look where his head is. He's not looking at the road, that's for sure. Or his indicator. Now, a couple of videos ago, I showed you a clip of two cyclists that didn't move over for me. And people were saying they can't hear you because your car's electric. Well, she heard me. And the reason she can hear me is because she's a good cyclist, a caring cyclist for other road users, unlike the other two morons. Now, I do tend to stereotype, we all know that. But we're looking at this car here to my right hand side. It's a bit of an old girl in there. I was quite surprised. Now I know old people use mobile phones, but they generally don't use them while driving or waiting in traffic. But this one, well, she don't seem to care. Unbelievable. Look at her. She's standing there at a green light. So interested in her phone. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. We're at the good old Rose Hill roundabout. where we're looking at the moment is just over there. I'm gonna explain a few things first on the road markings. That lane there, there's nothing saying you can go down there from that lane. You look at the road markings, it doesn't say it at all. There's nothing there that says that you can go from that lane and go round there, but they do. And they go straight on from the other lane as well. So they cross each other. So what you'll see in a minute is them both being in the wrong lane. They both should be in opposite lanes.
Shitting Peugeot!
You're the one that's in the wrong lane, mate. As well as that one. Why are you driving at 100 miles an hour as well? Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.